Bowzone Live. The whitetail rut is on in the Bowzone. Our hunters are in the stand, and we're excited to share it with you.
Bowzone Live, baby. Yeah, he's gone. I smoked the giant.
We found Ricky. Wow. This is it, man. This is what we do it for.
Bowzone Live is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Annihilator Broadheads, Bronc Beer, Bushnell Outdoor Products, Hex Stealth Screen, Hoyt Archery, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Lowdown Viewer, Habit Apparel by Mako Inc., Onyx, Shot IQ, Portable Winch, and Wild TV Plus.
Welcome to Bowzone Live. It's late November. There's only a handful of days remaining in the 2023 whitetail season. The weather has been unseasonably warm. Deer movement has been slow, but our hunters continue to deliver awesome footage from the stand. Tom Gazzola alongside Darryl Legge, who joins us in studio tonight. Darryl, usually the person sitting beside me, has punched their ticket for the season. That's not the case tonight, is it? And I don't mean that in jest.
And it's all good. It's hard going out there. We're not seeing the movement we should be seeing right now. The lack of snow doesn't help. The lack of the cold weather doesn't help. So it's hard going.
When do you remember a season that's been this warm for this long, this late into the season? Has it happened frequently? Has it happened recently? What do you remember?
I've never seen it like this since I've been a bow hunter. I know guys that have bow hunted twice as long as I have. 45 years. They've never seen it in 45 years.
Wow.
So this is a very strange year.
How frustrating?
It's very frustrating when you're putting in so much time.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
How many hours for you so far?
How many hours?
Yeah.
I don't know hours, but I'll say days. I'm over 50 days.
50 days.
In the stand.
Yeah, so it's been unseasonably warm. It has had its effect on our hunters, but we're grateful that you are in studio with us, Darryl. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having
we've got
me.
a couple shows left. Who knows? You're going to be back in the stand, and maybe we'll get you back in here. Okay. Also on the show tonight, Zach Brown will join us and get us up to speed on what he's been seeing out there. He's been busy guiding, but he's finally been able to get into the stand. Also, we're going to hear from Corey Cook, who we have not heard from. Corey, it's been a little while with him. He's been busy as well, and we do have some great footage from Corey tonight. Also, if you remember last year's show, in the fading light of the season, on the last day of the season, Sam Halabi harvested a great buck. He's a great story and inspiration as well. We'll touch base with Sam. And finally, we'll check in with Michael Bachand, yet to send an arrow in 4 seasons of Bowzone Live. This year, though, he's in good company. We'll touch base with Mike and see how things have been going for him. One last thing. We'll let you know how you can enter the contest from our great sponsors. But first, let's hear from those sponsors who make it all happen.
My 2023 broadhead of choice is the Annihilator 100 grain XLs. They fly true. My favorite thing about them is the solid piece design, and they leave holes in animals that don't close up. So one of the cool features this year on Bowzone Live is Onyx Maps. And if you're not familiar with Onyx Maps, it's one of the coolest tools we use out here. When you're hunting these specific properties, you need to know trees, you need to know boundaries, you need to know water, you need to know any area that's going to give you an advantage when it comes to hunting. And using Onyx Maps, you can put your tree stands, you can put where your boundary is, you can put where you're having your scrapes, where your trail cameras are, and it's just a handy little tool. You mean, when it comes to knowing a property, that's what the difference between shooting a big buck and not shooting a big buck. So it's one of those tools we use this year, and it's a go-to for getting to know the area around you and hunting the property that you're on. So for Onyx Maps, I can't say anything better about that.
Welcome back to Bowzone Live. It's contest time. Join us in an exciting giveaway collaboration with Lone Wolf Taxidermy. Let's unite as a community and support a fellow hunter in winning this fantastic prize. All photo submissions are now in, and it's your chance to make a difference. Simply scan the QR code and cast your vote for the best photo and one lucky winner will be able to preserve their hunting memories for years to come as they will win a full shoulder mount care of Lone Wolf. Of course, as we mentioned, Darryl Legge joining us in the studio tonight. Darryl, you haven't taken down a buck yet this season, but what have you been seeing out there? How has things gone for you in the stand?
It's been really, really slow. I have had some opportunities. I passed on several deer, as you guys are going to see sooner or later here, but it's just slow. There's just still lots of feed in the bush. The fact that there's no snow, there's still feed in there. They're not moving around like they're supposed to be. It's hard going.
And listen, like, we're being picky too. You're very selective with your bucks. I know in seasons previous that you were very sure of what buck you wanted to take. You're not just shooting anything, right?
No, for sure. Just not. There's a whole story to the deer we chase. So we have pictures. We chase them, and they're not moving around like they're supposed to be. I don't know where they all are. Somebody's got a big buck trained somewhere, and I don't know where it is, but we need to find it.
All right, let's take a look at what Darryl's been up to.
I've got 4 different deer around me right now. That was a hard pass. This guy's still making them rub. Scrape here, watch this. I just had 2 dogs come by. I heard a buck in here grunting, so he must still be here. Please shut up yet.
I just had 5 different whitetails around me in the last 10 minutes. That guy's still 30 yards behind me. That's insane. 130 class, all 5 of them. Got them all on video, they snort wheezed. Welcome to the zone. Seriously, what's going on? I just had a muley buck come in and a whitetail at the same time. This is insane. Buck after buck after buck. I haven't seen that many bucks in that short time frame ever in my life. It can happen. One day you don't see a deer. 2 days you don't see a deer. Next day you go out, see 5 or 6 bucks that you can take. That's what happens in the zone.
All right, so that was Darryl Legge's footage. You were chuckling as you were watching that. A lot of emotions when you're in the stand, and you put in 50 days, you were saying earlier in the show, and you mentioned there like nothing, and then all of a sudden one day you're seeing just basically a convoy of deer running through. Is that just a sign of the season, or what do you think?
I think there was a hot doe around. There may have been a couple of hot does around because those deer were running pretty hard.
Yeah.
And when we were on our chat, we were chatting about that as well. And everybody else wasn't seeing too many bucks moving that day, but I happened to just have them running all over the place. And that was actually a week ago today. And wow. It's turned off and turned right back. It turned on and it turned right back off. So it comes and goes, and that's what the hard part is.
And you saw the muley with the white-tailed deer, and you're going, "What's going on there?" So what did you figure?
I've seen that 4 times now in my life because I've seen it actually again. 2 days after that, I had that muley and that whitetail in the same frame again, and I've never. That's I don't know what's going on there. They usually don't hang out. They don't breed together. Right. So some people may have that in their spots. I don't have mule deer in my spots, so it's kind of a unique thing to have.
Heather Wilson mentioned this the other day. With the lack of snow, it can be a little bit tricky to see the bucks walking around. How do you get around that, and how do you make sure your eyes trained on it properly?
Well, for the most part, we hope to have cameras running so we get pictures of them. But when they're not moving around and you can't get pictures of them, it's hard. And when it's quiet on the ground, you can't even hear them. You really got to keep your eyes moving quite often.
Yeah, keeping them peeled.
Yeah, absolutely.
We heard you grunt there. When do you decide to grunt, bleat, and rattle?
No specific time frame. If I'm sitting around a while and nothing's happening, I don't see anything. Half hour, an hour, I'll give out a grunt. A couple hours, I'll start giving out a rattle. If I get no responses to any of that, it's better just to sit silent. That's what I do. I don't have any luck. Nothing's moving, nothing's coming, so I'm not going to make any noise. Because what I've learned is I'll have more stuff come when I'm not making any sounds. Okay. If nothing's coming at all.
Right. Darryl, what's the game plan for you? We've got a handful of days left before the season's done.
I'm going to go hard. I'm back out. I just got out of the stand. I'm going back out tomorrow morning, and from there, I'm going to change my game plan up. I think if I can't get something tomorrow morning, stuff moving around me, I kind of know where the odd one is moving, so I think I'm going to move over to that area. And I'm ready to go. I'm going to peg a tree. I'm going to hang out stand and go from there. Got a couple days to hang out, and hopefully we can get this done.
When you're not in the stand, you're also working on your TikTok, Darryl, which is hilarious. Let's take a look at what Darryl's been up to via TikTok. All right, Darryl, take us through what we're looking at here, because you went on a bit of an adventure, right?
Yeah, so this is it's a hike they say it's 75 kilometers, but I had 3 different sources going, including my phone, and it was 86.5 kilometers of a hike. I went solo, and I did it a pretty fast time. You don't have to do it like that, but I just wanted to get it done. It's a pretty amazing thing to do.
How challenging is the West Coast Trail? Because I've heard some people get injured on this. It can be pretty dangerous. You saw some some wildlife that could have been precarious encounters, let's call it.
Absolutely. I was the first kilometer in, I ran into 2 bears.
Yep.
I think kilometer 7, I ran into a cougar. They say, I think it's 2 or 3 cougars are seen on that whole trail in the whole summer, and thousands of people go on it. So it was kind of unique. I saw and I thought I'm going to get 8 or something.
Right.
Because nobody sees cougars, and I'm seeing one. It was really cool. Whales, sea lions, sea otters. It was really neat experience.
Very cool indeed, and thanks for sharing this West Coast Trail footage, Darryl. A cool thing, and I know a lot of people that have done it that say how arduous it can be. All right, we're not done with you yet. You're going to be sticking around for a little bit to help us out and check in with all the hunters on tonight's show. Speaking of that, let's meet Zach Brown. For those of you who are new to the show, here's an introduction to Zach.
My name is Zach Brown, and I am currently a fishing lodge manager in the Northwest Territories. I also do quite a bit of hunting guiding as well. We just finished up doing some moose hunts in BC. I also help out with an outfitter here in the Bowzone, Gunther Tondelier, who owns Wizard Lake Outfitting. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to hunt. The downside of guiding is that usually you're working in the best hunting time. So you really do value those few moments you get, whether it's a few days here and there in between hunters. It looks like this season I'll have the last 6 days off. So super excited about that I'll finally be able to spend some time in the tree stand.
And there he is, Zach Brown joining us now. Zach, I know you've been guiding and you want to get a little bit of hunting in before the season's up. Just give us an idea of how things have been for you the last little while.
Yeah, it's been good. Working here with Wizard Lake and Gunther Tondelier, who's no stranger to Bowzone Live. It's been pretty slow, I would say, on average. That being said, our clients have had some opportunities at deers. The unfortunate thing with bow hunting, as Darryl knows, and we all know, there's a lot of things that have to happen to shoot a deer. And we had some incidences with hunters, whether it was a wound or a miss or not being ready, all things that can affect whether you kill a deer or not. So yeah, I haven't had to clean a whole lot of animals this year, so the workload's been pretty light, but I prefer it to be busy. I prefer to have deer down, but it's been slow.
Darryl?
Yeah, you're a pretty active guy, Zach. First off, congratulations on your season. I think it was in BC with your moose and your goat and everything. That was just unbelievable. So congrats on that. What's your game plan going forward? Like, what are you going to do these days? Since from all the feedback you've got from us on Bowzone Live and from the feedback you have from your hunters, do you have a game plan?
Well, I'm trying to just find where you're hunting, and I kind of want to just sit in a tree stand near you because it looks like you're having all the action, but I can't find your truck anywhere. No, I got a couple spots set up. I got lots of cameras set up, and there's a couple spots I've been monitoring. The downside of guiding is you can't be hunting, but I can be checking my cameras and be ready for that time. I do get time in the tree stand. So.
Zach, what about the temperatures and it being warm? I've been asking Darryl how he goes about handling that. How are you game planning for the unseasonably warm weather?
I fit into the female category of hunters when it comes to being fragile to the cold, and I do not do well with the cold. So I'm liking it. The downside is that you see less movement. They're still running, they're still doing the exact same stuff, but I think it's just a little bit slower on camera. But yeah, I mean, the nice thing is I have to wear less clothing, which is always nice. You don't got to worry about charging up your batteries for your heated vest and your heated socks. But yeah, it's going to be a comfortable last few days of the season.
You don't wear the heated stuff, do you?
I don't have anything heated. No, Zach got me onto some heated hand warmers.
Yeah.
They're kind of cool, but yeah, I don't use too much heated stuff. I run hot. It's not good. I run hot.
Darryl's a furnace in himself. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that you've been able to gather. I think we've got some discussion that you have with the camera, and then we're going to look at some of your footage here, Zach.
Gonna love the dogs and the chickens. Today I had lots of chickens, roosters. Big farmland kind of day in the Bowzone. Last few minutes of legal light. Always gonna be scanning. When there's no snow on the ground like today, they're so quiet. Hopefully something happens soon.
All right, Zach, take us through what we're seeing here now.
Wow.
What are you seeing here, Darryl? And if Zach's there, let us know what we're seeing.
I'm seeing some pretty incredible whitetail footage right now. Like these are really nice whitetail. He's pretty good at setting up a camera. I don't know if he learned that from his boss or but he's pretty good at it. Gunther's amazing with the camera, so that's a hammer of a deer right there.
Nice, Darryl. All right, what are we seeing here, Darryl? One taken off.
Yeah, we got a little bit glimpse one there. I'm not sure if that's him there, but.
And what's going on here?
So this one is scent marking itself. So down by their back legs there, they got a gland, and he was rubbing them together. They'll urinate on them and rub them together, and they'll make a scent trail. That's how that works.
All right, Zach, great footage there. So encouraging, I'm assuming. What's the game plan going forward here? What's your expectation for these last few days? How you go about doing it?
Yeah, so I got a spot marked out. I got a bunch of cell cams all kind of lined up near my stand, so I know when I'm sitting, I'm going to have pretty recent information, whether current or from the day before, which is very helpful for these last few days. And I've kind of locked into a spot. I mean, I don't want to be chasing cameras or chasing pictures. There's an area with a couple mature whitetail bucks going through. And the last couple days of the season, you have a lot of deer just simply running, looking for those last few does to breed. So they're making some mistakes. And usually you see the biggest deer this season, these last few days. So just got to hunker down and make the best of an opportunity that provides itself. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be warm, so there's no excuses. Should be a good time.
No, absolutely. Best of luck to you, Zach. I mean, you haven't been able to put much time in the whitetail stand, but you got a couple days to get it done, so they could start moving again. So yeah, all the best.
Thank you. Stay tuned.
All right, there's Zach Brown. Great to catch up with him. Best of luck to you in these last few days, Zach. All right, when we come back, another great contest for you to enter, and Corey Cook will be joining us, and more after these messages.
Hi, my name is Corey Cook. I'm a supervisor in a mill in Whitecourt, Canfor Forest Products. I'm pretty fortunate with the company I work at. I have quite a few holidays and I have no difficulty. They're pretty understandable and for me taking days off for hunting, so I'm pretty lucky in that way. You know, we talk about hunters and all the work and effort that go in. It's constantly 365 days a year. You're constantly thinking about hunting, and all these guys that I've known and the Bowzone Live crew, they put a lot of hard effort into it, especially when they're hunting whitetail. Whitetail is probably one of the tougher animals to hunt along with a couple other species, but I believe the big buck is probably the hardest animal. And you know, you got to put your time in, you got to put tree stands up, put cane cameras out, so you're constantly out in the field looking for signs, putting stands up, making sure that you have that opportunity. So there's a lot of work that we put into harvesting an animal that we want, and you know, it's something that you just don't jump in and just do it. You have to put the time in. So it's a lot of work. It truly is, and I appreciate all these guys' hard work because I know what they're going through.
Welcome back to Bowzone Live. It's contest time again. Gear up for an epic giveaway with Lowdown viewer, a top-notch trail cam viewer that's up for grabs. Scan that QR code to navigate over to Wild TV's post for your chance to win. Just follow Wild TV and Lowdown viewer on Instagram. Give that post a like, tag your hunting buddies, and we'll reveal the winner on the grand finale of Bowzone Live when we get together and got together a few weeks ago for our preview show. The folks at Habit handed out some great clothing to the whole team. Let's take a look.
Excellent. Wow. That's incredible.
Wow, that's awesome. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
That's beautiful. It's awesome. I love mossy oak style, anything.
Habit Outdoors.
I did some research on it. It's a really soft material, so I'm pretty excited to put this to use this year.
Awesome. Thanks, Habit.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I do actually really like this.
Hopefully it keeps me nice and warm in the stand and hides me from all the animals.
Probably act as a good base layer. Sitting in the tree stand, hopefully shooting some big whitetail deer. Sick.
Yeah, really nice material. I'm excited to wear it.
This will be good for those cool fall evenings. Thank you very much, Habit Outdoors.
All right, some great stuff there from Habit. I was lucky enough to get one of those, and Ryan Kohler and I wore them on the same day on the show, but nobody seemed to mind. Corey Cook joining us now with the goatee and wearing the Habit pullover. Corey, how you doing, pal? What's going on?
I'm doing good there, Tom. Hey, Darryl, how's it going?
Hey, bud.
How has your season gone, Corey? And I understand that it might be over for you already. What's going on?
The season's been actually quite great for me. I've had lots of encounters with not so much the bigger bucks, but some nice medium mature bucks that have a lot of potential. So other than that, it's every day in the stand I see a deer of some sort, or a doe or a buck or whatever it may be. But it's pretty exciting. It's definitely has been exciting, especially my last night.
Darryl?
Yeah, Corey, you've been seeing quite a bit of animals up your way. You have anything you want to share with us happen today? You have a good day? Pick up a good shed?
Yeah, actually today I had a little dilemma there. I had to come down out of the stand, and when I got out of the stand there, and I just finished up, and there was a buck on the hillside, so I had my phone and I taped that. It was a little 4x4, and I looked over to my right and I found this real beautiful shed here. It's probably been out there for a few years. It's quite white, but it's got brows on him, at least 10, 12 inches long brows on him.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm a brow guy myself. I really like brow tines. I don't know why. I just really like them.
Yeah.
How did you find the season though, Corey, with no snow on the ground, bud? How did you find the season with no snow, no cold temperatures?
Yeah, it's definitely tougher. You had to change your plan up a little bit. I believe mornings I'd hunt like bush, and then evenings I'd move towards the field a little bit, right? So low light towards the low light, like legal light, it was harder to see. So with that little bit of snow, it's nicer that you can see a little bit better. So that made it difficult. But overall, the weather was beautiful to sit in the stand. And the encounters I had was awesome.
Corey, let's take a look at the footage you were able to gather for us.
Bowzone Live Season 4. Well, this year I am shooting the new RX-7 made by Hoyt. And this bow is crazy good. I've got it shooting pretty good, 40 yards. I'm hitting about the size of a golf ball, 3 arrows consistently. So I'm ready to go, get in that stand. Just practice, practice, practice. Practice with the equipment and clothing that you're going to be using in the stand. That's the most important thing. Getting comfortable with what you're going to be wearing in the stand, and make sure that you're accurate with it too as well, and build that confidence. Practice, practice, practice. Get comfortable with your equipment and you'll be more successful out in the field.
Well, it is Bowzone Live 2023 and I'm excited to get out. This is the first time this year in the stand. It's November 9th and I'm pretty pumped. I've got a couple deer that are not too bad, but right now I don't believe I have a shooter, but I'm going to sit it out. It's still early. The rut is picked up. There's some guys in the zone already that got a deer down, and
just excited to get out here. So stay tuned. Bowzone Live 2023. Wow, that was exciting. I just finished calling this a 4x4, but a 120 class whitetail buck. Straight across the field, right to me. Came in about, I don't know, 15, 20 yards. That was so cool. Not the guy I'm looking for, but it was a pretty good encounter, so you gotta enjoy them ones. Wow. I just called another buck.
Matt. You're dead.
Oh, Corey Cook, great footage. Some commentary there. Wasn't the one you wanted, right? At the end, even though you said he's dead.
Yeah, no, he has lots of potential, just a young buck. Yeah. I had one other opportunity there. I was actually getting in my stand, and it was quite a bit bigger than that buck there. I had my bag down at the bottom of the stand, and and my camera was down at the bottom of the stand. Bo was down at the bottom of the tree, and I looked at the deer, and he ran away. So that's how it goes. But lots of fun, a lot of fun encounters out there. That's what we live for.
We have some photos that you've sent in. Let's take a look at those, Corey. At some of the stuff you're managing to gather out there. What are we looking at here?
Wow. So that one came underneath my stand earlier, and I had my bag and my bow down below the stand, and he was chasing a doe, so I had a few seconds to judge him, and he was gone. So
that last deer you had there, the last deer you had there, Corey, that was a nice deer too. You managed to get him on the rope, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that one, I set that up earlier, and he came in, and I actually seen him. I actually drew back on that one. And
so is that the only encounter you had?
Yeah, I drew back on that one, and I let off on him. He's just a young deer. You can tell he has a lot of potential. So them deer, I like to let them go, let them walk, because next year they're going to be better deer, right? So, but lots of fun.
Corey, you said your year is all done after today. What are you going to be doing with these last few days since you won't be going into the stand?
Unfortunately, I have to go back to work Monday. They're missing me, so that's my plan, Monday morning. And if I do get a big deer on camera, that I might sneak out of work. We'll see.
You know, Corey, Logan said it best.
It all depends. It's got to be pretty big, and I'm gonna have to probably.
It should almost be illegal, Corey, to have to work when it's hunting season. Logan said it best, did he not?
Yeah. No.
I think a lot of people can relate having to go back to work. So Corey has to do the same. Okay, Corey, stick around. We want to take a look at some of the bucks that have been taken down so far. We have that footage. Here is Scott Sterling's buck.
That's a great deer.
Really nice. He got it on the. He didn't get it on his main camera.
No, he got it on the Tacticam.
He got it on the Tacticam. Still managed to get the shot. He was really happy with that one. Here's Joel Turner's buck. We had Joel on last week. What do you think of this one?
Another beautiful deer. That's as Ryan mentioned, Bowzone legend, right? It's been around forever. A great shot.
Joel, big smile. He was super excited to talk about that one. And then this one is Ryan Kohler's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. I was more impressed with how he held back on that deer when it was standing in front of him straight on. He waited till that thing turned broadside, took the shot he had to take, and that was really, really classic. And he got it all on video, so kudos to him for that.
All right, here's Heather's, yep.
Oh, yeah. Heather, that's a classic Texas hard shot. She punched that thing directly through the heart, and that's why it bucked up like that and his back legs come up, and that was a beautiful shot, Heather. Beautiful shot on a nice deer. Wow.
All right, great job from Heather, Scott, Joel, and Ryan, and Corey. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have fun at work tomorrow, I guess.
You had to say that word.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Corey, always great to catch up with you, sir. Hopefully we see you soon.
Yeah, you betcha. Thanks, guys.
Take care, buddy.
All right, there's Corey Cook. Great to catch up with him. Great footage from Corey.
Absolutely.
As always. He's always got a great mood, too. He's never in a bad mood for sure. All right. We hate to introduce our next contributor this way, but I believe in our 4 seasons, he's the only hunter remaining who hasn't sent an arrow on the show. Let's take a look at what Bowzone Live's Mike Bachand has been up to.
There's a scrape, I don't know, 60 yards over there, and then it loops around and there's 2 scrapes right in front of me, and there's another trail that walks off this way, and that drops down into a ravine. There's bedding down there, and then that trail loops around behind me, another one here, and I got some 20 yards from there, so I got a 20-yard shot in front of me, 20-yard shot behind me. There's another small little goat path just off to my right here that kind of cuts in between the trail. It kind of loops down there. I think it's just an old buck trail, maybe. But anyway, that's about 15, 20 yards as well, so. Well, hopefully something comes in. Hopefully sees a little bit of action today. It's been kind of slow, but optimistic. Here's a little tip for all that sits in the stand. I know Ryan likes his juice boxes and he keeps extra straws and all that, but instead of packing in Ziploc baggies, get these like silicone reusable ones. One, they're super quiet, not like crinkly plastic. But when it gets really cold, these things still maintain their flexibility. This is the way to go. And they're obviously reusable, dishwasher safe. Just toss them in, clean them up, stock them up for the next day. You're good to go. High points all around. It's like this big bottom, like it'll just drop.
All right, there was Mike Bachand. Some tips: no Ziplocs, the silicone containers for the snacks and the sandwiches. You know Mike a little bit. What can you say about him, Darryl?
Mike's a great guy. He's been trying really hard. He puts in a lot of time too. Doesn't help that this is one of the toughest seasons we've all had on record.
Right.
But yeah, I'm rooting for Mike big time. I was rooting for Scott just as much, and Scott got it done. So now my focus is just on Mike. I want him to get a deer pretty bad.
Positive vibes
Absolutely.
to Mike. Positive
Absolutely.
vibes to Mike. We wish him luck. All right, time now to take a break. More Bowzone Live right here on Wild TV right after this.
Bronc beer is an easy drinking, affordable beer for those looking to adopt a new tradition.
Okay, well, I tell you, I had purchased this Lowdown viewer. It's a card viewer for your game cameras. It has two ports that you put your SD cards in. One port you can download the onto the other card. It is a great product. I've used it for my bear cap this year. I could download 3,000 pictures in the matter of 3 minutes. So it is a great product. The screen is a 7-inch screen. You can see everything. It's got great options. If you don't have that product, I tell you, it is a product you need to get, especially if you're a big-time hunter with game cameras. You got to get that product. That's all I can say. It's a beautiful product. Thumbs up.
Well, this year has been a little more difficult, I thought, for hunting in the Bowzone, although some of the other fellows sure had a good year. The weather being a little warmer, you had to change your tactics a little bit, and the crops were in the field not as long, so they were taken off earlier. So I found it to be a little more difficult. So I had to get closer to where the animals bed to get any chance, which is difficult. But other than that, the same old thing. Find them, find out where they feed, where they sleep, and try to intercept them somewhere along both ways.
And welcome back to Bowzone Live. Darryl Legge, Gazzola in the Wild TV studios. Darryl, we talked about how quiet things are, but many of the hunters are plowing through, and as people in our audience know, things can change pretty quickly in the Bowzone. You got to be ready. So let's get set to welcome in Sam Halabi. There he is. Good to see Sam. We saw him pumping up Bronc beer. We saw him chatting on camera when things were a little bit warmer. Although, Sam, it's been pretty nice out there all season long. How are you holding up so far?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, there's two ways to look at the weather. You can look at it as a positive thing, and you can look at it as a little bit negative as far as movement of deer. But for me, it kind of balances out. I'm out a lot more when the weather is warm. I'm able to get around to a lot more spots than when the weather is bad and there's lots of snow. Sometimes at this time of year, I can't even get to one or two of my stands, and that's it. But right now, I can get to pretty well all 9 of mine. So that's all good, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
All right, let's take a look at what footage you've gotten for us, Sam.
Sam Halabi here, coming to you from the Bowzone in the Edmonton area with an update on Bowzone Live. So I've been hard at it since September 1st when the season opened for archery in this area, and I've had a pretty hard season as far as trying to catch up with the bull moose for the freezer and the mature whitetail as well. Usually by this time I've got a couple of target bucks, but really this year I only have one that I want to have a good look at. I call him Lefty. He's a heavy 5x4, and I have yet to see him with my own eyes during the day, other than one trail cam pic of him. But besides that, the weather has been phenomenally warm, and I'm not going to complain about it, because last year when I was hunting Weirdo, I was freezing. The only part about the weather that makes it challenging is the winds for my hunting area are normally predominantly from the northwest, and this year they're coming from the south southwest, and west. Anyways, I will check in with you again near the end, and let's keep our fingers crossed.
Hey Sam, your setup looks amazing. I got some pictures of it today on our group chat we're chatting on the WhatsApp app, and your setup looks pretty amazing. I had a quick question for you. You were saying there's some stands you can't, some of your stands you can't get into due to the weather. You can get into them now because we don't have the snow. When you're getting in there, are you seeing anything different because you can get to them now because you haven't been able to really hunt them before?
Yes, it's quite different because when you can get to some of those spots where I normally can't, especially this year, the deer aren't coming out to their food sources as much as they were last year when it was really cold. And so they're in groups here and there and near the edge of the field where I can easily access them. But this year, because they're further in and there's so much food in the bush still, I pretty well have to go to them and or set up scrapes, and Odag scrapes have been great. I set them up where I can get to and then try to work them into where I am by calling or rattling and by making these mock scrapes. So that's pretty well the difference. Is some years with the snow so deep, there's no way I can get back there.
Sam, how are you going to go about these next few days here that we have left in the season?
Well, we have 4 days left. I look at it, they're the best 4 days of the season, really. And when I look back historically, most of my deer I've taken in the last week of the season. So I look at that as a really positive note, and I keep hoping that something, even just the slightest change in the weather, I think there might be a little bit of cold weather on the last couple of days. My strategy is going to stay the same. I still go dependent on the wind, which direction the wind is coming from, and take that into consideration of where I'm going to sit and where the action is based on the trail cameras that I'm seeing, the pictures that are coming in. And then, so I'm not changing anything. I'm just sticking to what's worked for me in the past, and I've got a lot of background information, and I think I'm hitting the right spots at the right time.
Darryl, anything else for Sam?
Absolutely. Thank you for your positiveness. It's awesome. You made my last 4 days going to be amazing now. I didn't look at it how you're looking at it, but what you said, yeah, you're right. Good point. So thank you for that.
Yeah. You just got to hang in there and, use those days as much as possible with all the experience you've had in the past. You must know that, Darryl, these are fantastic. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else if you're a whitetail hunter than where we are at in the Edmonton Bowzone on these last 4 days.
Absolutely correct. Yeah, you're correct. It's getting tough though with the way the way the weather is, and there's no snow. It's getting tough, but yeah, you are correct. I wouldn't rather be nowhere else either.
No, we're gonna stick it out.
Yeah. Okay, we have some footage to look at really quickly. Sam, stick with us here. We do have some trail cam footage that our hunters have been gathering and sharing. Here's something we're seeing, some stuff from Corey Cook. Darryl, what do you think when you see this stuff?
This is just a buck out, his nose to the ground. See all these deer, their noses are to the ground. They're all looking for females right now. So they're running for sure.
Sam, any thoughts on what we're seeing here? Oh, we don't have Sam. There's Mike Bachand's buck.
Yeah, he's out making a scrape, checking to see if any females went and did their little business in the little scrape, so that if they were hot or not, they'd go after them. But and that one just looks alarmed, and this guy looks like he just left a scrape as well. Looks like one of Mike's scrapes.
Nice. That's more from Mike Bachand there, and I think we have a few more. Taylor Thompson sending in that one. What are you seeing here, Darryl?
As I mentioned, Taylor's off hunting sheep, but if he was here, I think that thing might have an arrow in it. So that's a pretty nice deer.
All right, so some great stuff from the trail cam there. Sam, any words of encouragement for our hunters and any other hunters out there that are watching the show tonight?
Just keep at it. These are the best days of the whole season right now. Now's not the time to let your guard down. Keep sharp. And the scrapes are actually hunting the scrapes is a really good idea right now. Don't give up on the rattling and don't give up on the calling, because today alone I had 3 bucks come in later in the morning, right off the bat. So the rattling combined with the calling, the doe beating, if there's a buck in range, it's going to hear that and it's going to be interested.
Sam, with the days dwindling down, how picky do you get?
Well, I haven't changed my theory of that. I'm looking for a mature, older buck, and I saw one today. But I'm trying to always improve, like all of us. You want to do better each year. And am I at the point now in my career, in my life, that I'm pretty choosy and picky about what I want. And if it comes down to the last day, I love to eat deer meat, but I'll take something mature still and on the last day. But I'm holding out for my target deer right now.
Awesome. Sam, hang in there. Always great to catch up with you. Thank you for the excellent footage. And hopefully we're talking about you tagging out in the next few days here.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
There you go. There is Sam Halabi. Great story, great inspiration. Indeed, Darryl, great stuff. Positive vibes we're throwing out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, time to play Weatherman. I haven't done this since my time in Lloydminster, but we're going to throw out the weather graphic and see what our hunters and hunters out there are going to be dealing with. All right, you're looking at high of -2 Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So we're looking at above 0 temperatures. Monday, 3 degrees, Darryl. Tuesday gets up to a high of 5, overnight low of -3. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're done. We're done by Thursday, -3 degrees. So what are you thinking here? How did things shift in terms of strategy, or does it just stay the same?
I'd probably just keep it the same if I'm going to have animals moving around me. But like I mentioned earlier, if I'm not having animals move around me, I'm going to move my strategy to where the animals are.
Right.
I'm not going to wait for them to come to me. I'm kind of going to force myself into their zone.
All right.
The latter part of this week looks like it's going to be better than the front part, so that should get things moving.
Darryl, best of luck. We've got a few more seconds here. Any words of advice for anybody out there trying to get a buck in this last few days of the season?
Just like Sam said, keep after it. Don't let your guard down. Stay keen and stay sharp, because without this snow, we can't hear anything. So it's almost all visual. We have frost even. If you don't have frost, you got to keep visual. So stay sharp, stay keen, and all the best to everybody out there.
Staying sharp, staying keen. Darryl Legge, great co-host as always. Thanks for watching today's edition of Bowzone Live. Tune in Tuesday or check out all the action on Wild TV Plus. We'll see you next time.
Bowzone Live is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Annihilator Broadheads, Bronc Beer, Bushnell Outdoor Products, Hex Stealth Screen, Hoyt Archery, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Lowdown Viewer, Habit Apparel by Mako Inc., Onyx, Shot IQ, Portable Winch, and Wild TV Plus.